Hello, second and third grade. You guys are working awesome and you guys are just doing so great on all of your art projects so far, and I just want to let you know before we get started that I'm very proud of the hard work you're doing. I really appreciate it. All your projects look so good and I'm just really proud of you. This week we're still doing our Hispanic Heritage Month projects. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading Maya's Blanket together. That video is also in the Google Classroom on this assignment. So make sure that you watch that video before you get started on your art project. So if you're trying to do your art project right now, but you have not read the book, go back to YouTube or go back to the Google Classroom assignment and make sure that you watch the book before you get started on your art project, okay? So we're gonna read Maya's Blanket first. Once we're done with that, I'm gonna set that to the side. This is what our art project for the week is going to look like. I drew an example of just a different blanket with a bunch of different fabrics and different designs on it, kind of like Maya's blanket in the book. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this drawing. And then what artist choice you're gonna have is each section, obviously mine is very different. Each section is gonna be different. So I don't want like them all to be pink. I don't want them all to be blue. Each section needs to have different colors and a different design or a different pattern in it. And so it'll be kind of fun to mix a bunch of different patterns or colors that we like together to kind of come up with a fun blanket like Maya's blanket. So I'm gonna set this to the side for a second. Miss Rain's got a fancy new, I guess, what is this called? A dry erase board. I got a fancy new dry erase board because I was using so much paper doing these lessons, and I wanted to start saving the paper for when we come in person. That way we have enough paper to do drawings. So I'm gonna be doing my drawing on my dry erase board with my dry erase marker. You still need to be using a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay, piece of paper and a pencil, especially on this project because it has a lot of different lines and a lot of different designs on it, and I don't want you to make a mistake, and if you're in marker, you can't erase it. So make sure you do your sketch and your pencil on your paper first, okay? But I'm gonna be using a marker and my dry erase board. So what I did first was I chose where I wanted my head to go. I did the head first. And so what I did was I just did a U shape for the head. And I wanted her head kind of turning to the side. If you want her head straight, you can put, or his head straight, you can put the head to the center. Okay, and then I went ahead and added my eyes. I wanted her to be cozy in the blanket, so I made her with her eyes closed and gave her eyelashes. Again, if you want to make a boy, you can make a boy. It does not matter. So just make your artist choice on which you want to draw. So I had her eyes closed. She was smiling because she's cozy. She needs some eyebrows. There she goes. All right, and now you can draw your hair. I know a lot of you girls are really good at drawing hair. So if you want to draw your hair however you want, that's fine. Boys, if you want to add short hair, you can add short hair. But if you have a question on how to draw hair, then go ahead and send me a message and I will help you. But I'm going to show you how I drew hair. I drew this shape right here. And then I gave her a little clip. And then I added like some strands of hair because I wanted her to have pigtails. Okay, so there's her strands of hair. And then I added some lines to make this part of her hair look more realistic. Probably need to fix that. There we go. All right, and then I made her part over here, where she parts her hair. And then I came down and then I put another clip right here and then did little strands of hair like that. Okay, so now I'm done with the girl's face and the girl's hair. Boys, if you want to do, oh, I forgot these lines. Boys, again, you can do different hair however you want. If you don't want to draw a girl, you don't have to draw a girl. Girls, if you want to draw a boy, that's fine. Boys, if you want to draw a girl, that's fine. Just choose what character you want to draw for your blanket. All right, and then what I did was, if you notice, I have different sections of pattern. And so what I did was I just made a big blanket first. So I just did a line that came all the way down my paper like that. And then I did a line that came all the way down my paper like that. It's just, it doesn't matter what shape it is, just as long as it's not straight, because we don't want it to be straight because that makes it look a little boring. And then I added another layer of blanket right there. And so now what you get to do is the fun part. You get to make your artist choice of how to split up your sections for your design. And so what I did was I just kind of said, okay, well, I'm just gonna start making lines. So I made a line all the way down. And then I thought, that's a pretty big section, so I'll cut that in half. So then I moved down over here. I can have a short section like that. I can go all the way down and make lines like this. So see how many sections I'm adding to my blanket? All right, this section looks a little too big for me, so I am going to split it. Maybe I'll bring this one down here, and then maybe I'll have one more section here. So now I am ready. I have different sections that all look about the same size in my blanket drawing. And so if you notice, even on my drawing example that I started coloring, I have different colors, different designs, different patterns. And so we have been working online the past couple weeks, but if you want to start incorporating, that means adding in shapes in addition to your lines, that's okay too. So like right here I did green, but then I did pink hearts. Right here I did flowers. I did some circles. Here I did stars with wavy lines. Okay, and then down here I did some flowers. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to, let's say you want to draw flowers. You'll want to draw your flowers first, however you want them. So let's say I want 3 flowers in this section. I want to draw the flowers first, and then I want to color the background, because if I color the background and then draw the hearts on top, if you notice I did that right here, the green shows through and it doesn't look as great. So draw your flowers first and then color it in. Let's say I want to make one section a pattern of triangles. So I will take my pencil and I'm just going to make a bunch of different triangles. Okay, so now I have triangles in that section. I want to color the background and then I want to color the triangles. Okay, don't forget if you're doing shapes, you still need to do lines. Okay, so don't forget your lines. So you can add, like, let's say we want this section to be diagonal. So add your diagonal lines. Okay, and again, like, even this section, I have different types of lines. I have a zigzag line, I have a curly line, I did some straight lines and a dotted line. So make sure you're adding enough lines. Here I'll do a zigzag. Here I'll do a curly line. I'll do a dotted line. And I know some of you guys like the spiral line, so I'll add a spiral line. Or if you really like the spiral line and you want one section to be all different sizes of spiral lines, like a really big spiral and then a really teeny spiral, you can do that. So make sure you're filling up your blanket, each section, with different colors and with different shapes and lines on the inside. So here I have some straight lines, I got some flowers and some bubbles. So just mix up different patterns that you would see in Maya's blanket in the book. If you need some help, the line chart is on the Google Classroom with this assignment, so you can go back to the line chart if you need a little refresher and check on see what lines you want. But this is what your drawing, is your sketch at least, is gonna look like. And then once you're done with it all in pencil, go ahead and add your colors, okay? If you need help, please send me a Dojo message or a Google Classroom message, and I will give you some help if you miss the live lessons. Otherwise, I will be available by email or anything like that, okay? All right, guys, have fun, and if you need help, just let me know. I can't wait to see you guys.